Hello guys, it's been a bit since my last video, but in this video I'm just going to be trying out the supplies from the HEIKALA art box. I was lucky enough to grab one when they last went on sale. It caused a lot of anxiety because they are very highly sought after, but I really wanted to try out the supplies that HEIKALA uses because I just love her artwork. It's so beautiful and so colourful. The footage that you're seeing now of me unboxing all of the supplies had to be refilmed. I tried to find the original footage where I was opening everything and it was so nice. It was probably the best experience I've had unboxing an art supply box ever, but I was devastated to learn that I could not find the footage anywhere, and I spent a good 2 days looking for that footage. I really wanted to find it. The first two supplies are the MT masking tape. This is actually an extra in the box, and the Masque pen masking fluid. This is followed by a pencil case. The brushes are Holbein brushes, the sizes being 0 and 4. Then we have a Pentel pocket brush pen and a Deleter fine liner, the Neo Pico Line 3, a Pentel aquash brush, and two Faber-Castell Polychromos pencil crayons in the colour Pink Madder Lake and Cobalt Green. There are two erasers in the box, the Tombow Mono plastic eraser and the yellow 4-colour plastic eraser. And in the box there's the addition of the Pilot High-Tech C pen, which I'm aware HEIKALA actually uses to sketch. The last thing that I put inside the pencil case was HEIKALA's business card, so I wouldn't lose it. It's this really cute little pentagon. Then we get on to the main event, which is the inks. In this box there are 7 inks, and they have a name that I cannot pronounce because it is German. I'm not my grandmother, so I can't read it. But the brand name I think is pronounced Roller and Kalinka. I've probably said that wrong as well, most likely. There is a single bottle of black, and then there is also 6 other colours, which I'll get onto in a second. Then this jar is actually the Nika poster colour. Now when I got the box, some ink had spilt around the cap and I just could not get it open, so I had to hack the lid to get it open. And this is the container that I just ended up putting it in. I don't blame HEIKALA for this. This is just something that happened during shipping, but at least the ink didn't spill onto any of the other products because each product was actually wrapped in HEIKALA's tissue paper. Then we have the bottles of ink. In the first box we have orange, violet and sap green, and in the second box we have yellow, magenta and cyan. And lastly, at the bottom of the box we have a Deleter sketchbook. The paper is really nice and actually pretty thick. The very last thing in the box is St Cuthbert's Mill Saunders Waterford 100% cotton watercolour paper, and it's a 20 sheet block. So to tell you the truth, this isn't even the first time that I've done this illustration. This is because I originally started it on a piece of A4 Zila watercolour paper. However, when I was taking up all the masking fluid that I had put down, it had completely ripped up the entirety of the paper. So I had to go back to the drawing board and do it again. This time I just decided to use the 100% cotton watercolour paper that came in the box. I think I was scared to use 100% cotton watercolour paper because, you know, it's 100% cotton. It's not cheap paper in the slightest. I think I was just scared that I would mess up, and that's probably why I've left this video for so long. As for this sketch, it was actually done around my nan's house several weeks ago, probably even several months ago at this point. When I started the sketchbook, I really wanted to do something with water lilies as a concept. This is also a concept that I've seen other people do over the years as well, and it's also a concept that I've had in the back of my mind for at least the last year. I also thought it'd be a really good challenge for me personally because I don't usually use the colour green. My main colours are normally sunset purple to yellow kind of transition with a pink in between colour, so you know, that sunset kind of vibe. And when I've used green in the past, it's always been more of a warm tone of a colour palette, so I thought I would flip that on its head as well and do a cool toned colour palette. In terms of using these inks, it wasn't actually the first time I'd used them either. I had done a birthday picture for my friend Bryony, and I had also done the 6 fan art challenge, which I'll leave in a link up in the iCard. But these were in my Moleskine sketchbook, and they were only little illustrations. They weren't portfolio-worthy images by any stretch of the imagination. I also wanted to just do an illustration of my character Tivy. I thought Tivy would be the perfect character for this because, for one, she is always surrounded by flowers. She has a flower crown, she has super long hair that could just float in the water, and I was having such magical fairy tale kind of vibes from this piece when concepting it. And fun fact, my character Tivy is actually named after the River Tivy in North Wales. A lot of my childhood holidays were down in North Wales because my nan and granddad had a little holiday home up that way, so that area of Wales has a special place in my heart. So of course I named one of my characters after the river and also based Tivy's kingdom off of Wales. But these inks were so much fun to mix. It just feels like you're mixing together little potions in the palette. It doesn't come with a palette. I would say the only thing that I would want more out of this box would be a little palette as well, but that is a lot to ask for, especially with how much is in this box and how beautifully it's presented. But the quality of all of these supplies is top notch. They are amazing. I almost feel like I don't deserve these art supplies. It's like these art supplies are better than me, or they're just too good for me. And I haven't really used everything in the box yet. The Deleter sketchbook, I have not even touched yet. It's almost like I don't want to touch it, for the same reason as I've stated before, like I'm not good enough. As for the brushes, I really enjoyed the brushes, especially with the slanted edge and the plastic barrel, and I really like them this way because there's no paint chipping off any wood or anything because it's plastic, and also the slanted tip of each of the brushes can actually be used to remove masking fluid, which I did. These 2 sizes of brushes are also really nice too, and I got a lot of use out of them. They are probably some of my favourite brushes now. As for the masking fluid from the Masque pen, I love the design of this thing, and I've already looked up how much this is. It is also from the UK, so it should be fairly easy for me to get. The rest of the products, I'm not entirely sure, but this particular masking fluid pen, yes I can. It was the least painful time applying masking fluid I have ever had. It was a joy to do, and I had to do it twice because obviously the first time round, the masking fluid ruined the Zila paper. But the masking fluid had incredibly clean application and removal overall. Yes, it did rip the Zila paper, but that wasn't 100% cotton paper, that was cellulose paper. And that paper, even though it was said to be cold press, it did have more of a smooth hot press sort of feel. So in the end, I'm kind of not surprised. I think it's also a testament to my impatience trying to remove the masking fluid. That's why the paper ripped. But on the 100% cotton paper, it was completely clean. It was perfect. I loved it. I really enjoyed using the 100% cotton watercolor paper because it just could handle everything I threw at it. I'm what you'd like to call a heavy-handed artist, or in Jenna Marble's terms, I have a too much gene. This ink really does feel like magic. You really don't need a lot of it because a little bit goes a long way. It's so pigmented and the colours are just so beautiful. I could just mix this ink for hours, which is pretty much what I did. It just layers so incredibly well. I cannot sing its praises enough. I decided to call this piece Tivy because Tivy actually is the anglicised version of the Welsh word Tivy, or at least that's what I've read up. As a kid, I used to call the river Teffy, not knowing of this beautiful pronunciation. And this illustration is definitely one of those that looks better in real life than it does when it's actually scanned into a computer, because I managed to get such subtle tones with watered down ink and I really love how soft it is. But before I wrap up the commentary on this video and then just leave the rest of it to music, I am going to say whether I thought that this box was worth it, and yes, 100% yes. If I am able to get the products outside of this box, I will most likely buy top-ups of these products once they're done, especially the Masque pen bottle. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about any of the supplies in this box, or just any questions for me in general, I will try and answer them as best as I can down below in the comment section. I always love responding to your guys' comments. As for this artwork, I hope you like it. I'm possibly considering putting it up for sale, although I am very attached to it, so I've still got to make that call. I'm also incredibly apprehensive about selling my work, but I've only ever done it once online with an original piece. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!